Binge the full week of The Ray Taylor Show ad-free over at inspireddisorder.com/plus.
This is The Ray Taylor Show.
Rayz Dayz, episode 104 of the show where I recap my week. Tell everybody what's going on. I've had a week full of not very good sleep. My eye has been twitching for a week straight. I think it started, I don't remember it happening while I was recording last Sunday, but I know it was happening while I was editing, and it is so annoying. I hate it. It's when I don't sleep good, generally, is when my eye starts to twitch, and it is just the most annoying thing, because there's nothing you could do. There's no way to combat the effects of a twitchy eyelid that nobody else can see. It's a crazy thing, and I don't know. I've been dealing with that. Didn't sleep very good. I slept in on Monday. I was able to go back to sleep and slept until like noon. I was so out of it, just so tired, which happens like most Mondays. I am just exhausted, probably because Sundays, when I produce this show, it literally takes me all day. From the moment I wake up till like close to midnight, I am generally working on editing, recording, doing some aspect of this show. So Mondays, I tend to be out of energy and have recently been pretty depressed starting off my weeks. But this past Sunday, I just went back to sleep. I was like, I was not even going to deal with the morning. But, I woke up early to take my roommate's kid to school because the deadbeat dad is taking a few weeks off because, just can't be bothered. So in an effort to just help out, been taking the kid to school. So I get up early. I get up early anyway, generally. I usually don't sleep in that much. So when I got home from dropping the kid off, the thought of doing anything was not even, I just went right back to sleep and passed out for like another 3 hours or whatever it was until noon. And then had a pretty slow start to my Monday, but ended up getting everything done. So far, my scheduling that I've done with my weeks has been working. Not necessarily maintaining my workout schedule necessarily, but eventually I'll add that in. Eventually I'll get on top of that. I also want to start meditating regularly again. So those aspects will hopefully be implemented. But the major stuff, as far as getting all the clips edited on Monday so that I don't have to think about it for the rest of the week, all the clips from the show, all the promo clips, and then the full clips for the swipe up episodes, I separate those out and put those on YouTube. So that's generally my one thing I do Monday, which doesn't necessarily take a long time, but it's just painful to do, to sit down and then listen and watch myself try to make coherent sentences and make these clips, and it's painful. And what I've done in the past is I will do the bare minimum. Just do whatever I need to do for the day, and then wait for tomorrow. And it's just something that I would traditionally put off throughout the week. And finally, with the schedule, I'm forcing myself to do it on Monday, because then Tuesday is the day that I do all of my stuff for the Many Faces. I make merchandise. So there's going to be new shirts every Tuesday with images from the Many Faces. I do my NFTs on Tuesday, which this past week I actually did on Wednesday because I was doing way too much with the merch. And then promote my live, because I stream live. I paint live on Thursdays, so I want to start promoting that on Tuesdays. I do... And then inventory. I have to go through my old artwork, make sure it's not damaged, and then inventory it and get everything organized in a way to where it protects the art, but it's also easy to find when somebody buys it. So that's kind of my Tuesdays, doing all of those things related to the Many Faces. Then Wednesday is like my boring day where I go through if I have anything in my inbox, if I have any errands I need to run, if I have any boring stuff that I need to take care of. That is Tuesday, which generally doesn't take. Like, that's the only thing I have to do on Tuesday. Very easy. Like, Tuesday is or not Tuesday, Wednesday. Wednesday's kind of like my day off for the most part. Like, if I get the most boring stuff done that I hate to do, then I will allow myself to generally just binge watch a bunch of stuff, right? This past week, binge watched all the Dick House productions, and then, got to watch some movies and things like that. Super, super easy day watching Jackass movies and documentaries, right? Very, very difficult. But I got all of the important stuff done on Wednesday. Thursday, I paint live. Friday, I process all the paintings, photograph them, edit all the photographs, edit all the videos, get all that stuff uploaded and ready to go. Saturday, I do all my prep work for this show, doing all my, I'll show you my, each episode I have a separate whiteboard. So this is the whiteboard for tomorrow's episode, my top 5 Dick House productions. So I'll go through all my notes and fill out all of my whiteboards. I will watch whatever movies and TV shows I need to watch that I'm going to be reviewing. I get, for the most part, get things set up, get my website prepared for all the new posts that are going to go up, which actually, just now thinking about that, I don't know if I ever did that yesterday. I might be doing that later. But that's the plan. Saturdays are for prep. And then Sundays, I produce the show. So that's kind of how my week goes. And I've been doing good sticking to that. And it's been nice because I look forward to Tuesdays. I look forward to ooh, I wonder how many new pieces of merch I'm going to get put up. It feels good just having more opportunity for people to buy my stuff and for me to make money, hopefully, at some point. And now a quick word from our sponsor. Now you can wear the many faces. Original art by Ray Taylor. Select pieces from the ongoing series of abstract ink paintings. All products made with high quality materials, made right here in the USA. Go to inspireddisorder.com/TMF merch to browse the entire collection and save yourself an extra 10% when you check out by using coupon code RTSTMF. So once again, go to inspireddisorder.com/TMF merch and save 10% when you use coupon code RTSTMF. And now, back to our show. I haven't been getting a lot of sleep. One day on Tuesday, when I was doing all that stuff, my brain would not shut down, which hasn't happened in a long time. It used to happen a lot when I was a kid, where it's just my brain would keep going and going and going, and I couldn't go to sleep because I'd keep having ideas. When I was in high school in art class, I would while I would try to go to sleep, I would be envisioning paintings that I wanted to do. And similarly, there's these ideas kept popping into my head that I'd put into my phone, either stuff on my to-do list or I'd write down in my notebook, just trying to capture all those ideas, staying up super late on Tuesday, despite the fact that I knew I had to get up super early on Wednesday to take the kid to school. So because of that, twitchy eyeball, also headaches, which I think is a lot to do with just general allergies that are happening, and probably lack of sleep as well. But my brain wouldn't shut off. And one of the things that I was thinking about when my brain wouldn't shut off is a story idea I have, which I think I would like to see made into a movie. I don't know what I have to write the story first, but I like the idea of a movie. I love movies, obviously, but this idea I think would translate great to a movie. And the idea, the elevator pitch for this story is it's Sandlot, but basketball in the 90s. So it's a group of kids in middle school who are outcasts, right? They're the different people in school, right? They're the ones that gets bullied in school. They form a friendship playing basketball, and it's set during the 90s, based loosely on my life and the friends that I made in middle school and the things I went through in middle school. So that's kind of the idea, but to have like kind of that vibe of like a Stand By Me or a Sandlot type of a movie. So that's kind of the movie. I took a bunch of notes on that, some ideas for things that I'd like to have in it, some stories that I'd like to, some things from my memories that I'd like to implant into it. So that's something I'm actually excited to work on at some point. Like the next step for me is to do kind of a rough outline of, I just want to kind of get the story fleshed out first in a way, whether it's in an outline form or whatever, and then figure out what I want to do with it. Because I'd like to do a movie, but I could easily do like graphic novel would be cool. I mean, graphic novels are very cinematic. And then from there, it could always be turned into a movie from there. And then even within the movie spectrum, it's like do I want to make it like a fun like family thing? Because it is kind of dark. There are really dark moments, things that I want to talk like suicide, or at least suicidal thoughts as a middle schooler. What bullying was actually like in middle school. Being set in the 90s, considering that's when I was in middle school. Rife for like tons of great music to be played, but also basketball, like these like nerds, like art nerds, like we were all art nerds who became friends playing pickup basketball, and it's an interesting dynamic. So that's, my brain would not shut off. One of the things that it was just going nonstop to like 3 a.m. But anyway, so I did that. And then yesterday, while I was supposed to be prepping, not yesterday, Friday, while I was supposed to be processing my all my artwork and editing all the YouTube videos, one of my favorite shows comes out on Fridays called Scissor Bros. This is one of their newer shirts. This is Stevie Weeby. Think about it. A classic thing that he says constantly on the show. This is my second Scissor Brothers shirt. But that show comes out every Friday. And on the most recent episode, they did personality tests. And they gave out the website 16personalities.com, which 16 is the number 16. And you do the questionnaire, and it breaks down who you are in a personality type. So I spent 30 minutes to an hour filling out my survey. And according to this website, I am known as what they call an advocate, which is the same as Stevie Weeby, apparently. I'm an advocate. I am INFJ-A is my type, which I don't know. Myers-Briggs, I think, right? Is that the thing? So that's what I'm a diplomat, confident individualism. As far as on the meter of extroverted and introverted, I'm 75% introverted, 100%. I definitely agree with that. There's between intuitive and observant, I'm 61% intuitive. Thinking versus feeling, I'm 56% feeling versus, I think that could be a little bit higher for me, but yeah, I definitely think a lot. Then there's judging versus prospecting, which I don't know what that is. I'm 60% judging, and 64% assertive, 36% turbulent. Strength and weaknesses, I'm creative, insightful, principled, I'm passionate, and altruistic. And then, let's see. Join Inspired Disorder Plus today. Head on over to inspireddisorder.com/plus to join. Membership includes members-only discounts and deals. You get access to the Ray Taylor Show completely ad-free, as well as bonus episodes
You get access to the complete live painting archive. You also get access to every single podcast ever produced by Inspired Disorder, hosted by Ray Taylor. You get access to Ray Taylor's personal blog, as well as the opportunity to ask me any questions. So if you want to start a podcast, you're into art, ask me anything. And so many more things are being added every day to Inspired Disorder Plus. So sign up today, become a member, head on over to inspireddisorder.com/plus and become an Inspired Disorder Plus member today.
My weakness is sensitive to criticism, 100%. I'm probably less sensitive than I was before. Like, I don't know. Like, my sensitivity, it really depends. It depends on who's criticizing me. Because there's a lot of, like, random people online that will criticize me, and that will kind of sting a little bit. But ultimately, I don't really care. But if there's somebody that I respect who criticizes me, which generally comes in, like, a backhanded compliment, that I will have a problem with for sure. Reluctant to open up for sure. Aside from the podcast, I am typically a pretty quiet person, and I'm not an oversharer. I don't mind telling people who I am, but it takes me a while to open up to people for sure. I don't open up to people right away. I do not trust most people. I'm a perfectionist, which I think I'm a little bit less of a perfectionist. I've allowed myself to let things go, knowing that, like, especially doing the stuff I do, like, if I acted on what I wanted at all times, I would not release every single painting I do. Like, I force myself with the many faces to release every single painting I do. So if I don't like a painting, it's still getting released. And that's just a rule I made for myself, so I don't, just to detach myself from it. Because I know good things are going to come out of it. I'm going to get better as I do it more and more. And I know that there's going to be mistakes. But I want to be honest with it, and I want to just put it out there. I don't want to have to pick and choose and pretend like I know what other people like. So in a lot of ways, I've forced myself to just focus on doing the best I can in the moment and moving on from that. And just trying to get better at doing things better in the moment instead of holding on to it and trying to work and constantly make things perfect, because there is no perfect. So I've done a lot of work with my perfectionist side. Avoiding the ordinary, very much so. Anything that becomes normal and ordinary, like, I love different. I love things that aren't normal, because normal is boring, and boring is just like, what is the point? What is the point living in normal, boring universe? No, thank you. And prone to burnout, 100%. 100%. Like, you want to talk about a guy that's perpetually burnt out? Aside from when my laptop broke in December and I just didn't do anything for the month, like, I'm like constantly struggling with burnout, constantly. And I know that about myself, so I try to engineer things to where I try to do less than what I really want to do. Like, with my schedule and everything like that, I want to make sure I do, like, when it comes to doing merch, like, I'd like to do like 20 pieces of merch every Tuesday. But I know that, like, I'm just going to get burnt out. I'm not going to want to do merch after a while. And that's not something I want to do. I want to have it at a pace that I can maintain for a long time. So working on burnout is something that I've done a lot to try and do better at, but also perfectionism. Don't really try or care about my reluctance to open up. Like, I don't really have... Other people have a problem with the fact that I'm an introvert. I mean, give me alcohol and I'll be an extrovert, but, like, people think that, like, I have something wrong with me, and I'm perfectly fine with being an introvert. I don't need to be around people. I prefer my alone time. It is my favorite time. Do I get lonely? Sure. But like even when I'm lonely, like I'd prefer to just spend my time with one person. I don't like being in groups of people. I do not, which is mentioned in this as well in the breakdown. But it's interesting. The entire how it breaks it all down seems pretty legit for me anyway. Seems like it describes me pretty on point. So I'd be curious to know how your personality breaks down. The people that watch and or listen to this show, it's free. It doesn't cost you anything. You don't have to sign up for anything. You can have your scores emailed to you if you want, but you don't have to do anything to sign up. It's not like a malicious type of a site from what it seems like. But go to 16 personalities.com and fill out the thing. It takes about a half hour. I was working while doing my survey, so it took a little bit longer. But yeah, I'd be interested to hear what everybody else's breakdown is. But yeah, according to this, I am an advocate. That is INFJ-A. So whatever that means to you, that's what I am, according to this, which I happen to agree with. So that was a cool new thing that was introduced to me from one of my favorite podcasts, Scissor Bros, which Scissor Bros just released a new album of their songs that they come up with on their show, which are ridiculously funny songs, ridiculous and funny. So if you're into you want to talk about the least normal kind of a song you could think of are the songs that are on the Scissor Brothers album. So I like that. And of course, I talked about it on Swipe Up, but Red Hot Chili Peppers album got released. Very nervous for the release of this album. Was worried I wasn't going to like it. But I listened to it all day yesterday, and I really love it. And I'm really glad they're still making music, and John Frusciante's back and all that. So that was my week. I hope everybody else had a great week, and let me know what your personality is and how little we would be come together as I don't know. Anyway.
New episodes of The Ray Taylor Show come out every single day. Subscribe on YouTube and everywhere our podcasts are found. Binge the full week over at inspireddisorder.com/plus. Buy Ray Taylor Show merch over at inspireddisorder.com. And follow the show on Instagram at Ray Taylor Show. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Peace out!
Today is the day where you wake up and you realize that everything that you've been dreaming about, everything that you've been wanting, every goal and wish and hope that you've ever had can become real. Dreams can come true. What you manifest in your mind, you can bring to reality.